Shit. Alright, and welcome back to the super bonus round. I'm climbing a mountain. Still trying to not think about my stories I just told, but well, whatever, I'm moving on. I'm gonna dodge these barrels. Ah, shit!
I'm pretty sure those are rocks.
Well, I made a Donkey Kong comparison, so I ended up calling them barrels. My bad. You got any more sick stories? Because I'm, because I, as much as I don't want to hear anymore, there's a part of me that's like, I need to know more, if there's more.
Oh god, you're kind of putting me on the spot here. I don't know. I could always regale you with my tales of the dating world.
Oh, you know what? Since you told the story, I'll tell a story. I used to write fan fiction.
I still do.
I used to, and oh, Jesus Christ. So I used to write fan fiction back when I was about 13 or so. I wrote with a now former friend of mine, and some of them were entertaining. Some of them were just why the fuck. I'm not even gonna call it biggest claim to fame. It was probably the dumbest thing I ever did, but I was having fun at the time. There was like a trend on like a certain corner of fan fiction where they rewrote Kingdom Hearts, and but they wrote it with like characters that were other than Disney. I did like this ongoing series where like I did where it was Kingdom Hearts but retold with like instead of Disney characters, it was characters from like Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers properties. Like I had Donald and Goofy as like Ami and Yumi from Puffy Ami Yumi. I know this is so cringeworthy to listen to, but that's not even the worst part. You know who I had as Mickey in the gang? The guys from Family Guy. Like Peter was Mickey and all that. Jesus Christ. Hearing it, I want to throw up now.
I might still.
Well, okay, well, so I did stuff like that. The one I had the most fun doing was I did like an original. I did some kind of crossover where it was like a little different, where like had like different characters meet up and team up. I think it was like Jak and Daxter, Sephiroth.
Sephiroth?
Yeah, I wanted Sephiroth to have like do a heel face turn. I still thought Sephiroth was a cool villain at the time. Now I know he's just a big mama's boy.
Yeah.
But I had like original characters in there. You know what? Never mind. But let me just not get into that. I had fun at the time. I recognize those stories would be cringeworthy as shit now. But there came a point where I was getting really into learning how to do Flash cartoons because I was watching a lot of stuff on. Around the time that I was getting really into those stories I was writing, I found Newgrounds through some friends, and that's how I found Egoraptor. That's how I found Legendary Frog. Legendary Frog was the first guy I followed. Like he made the very first Flash parody cartoon I watched was The Return of Ganondorf by Legendary Frog. I don't know what that guy's up to now. I think he's still making stuff, but I followed him. I followed Egoraptor. I followed the guy who made Mario vs. Sonic, who unfortunately passed away a couple years ago. So that's really because for a sprite animator, he was really good. Mm-hmm. So I was getting into that stuff, and I was like, man, I want to do this. So I started looking up tutorials on how to do Flash cartoons, like specifically sprite animation. But that did in turn teach me how to do like the core basics of animation. And then there came a point when I was writing that Kingdom Hearts story. There's a reason why I told that, because like I was in the middle of writing that. I hit writer's block for about several months, and I was like, you know what, guys? I'm getting really into animating, and I want to focus on that. I think I'm ready to just leave the fanfiction world. I'm not having fun in it anymore. I want to animate. So I wrote like an addendum at the last chapter I ever uploaded that I was done. I was moving on to another part of my life. And normally this would be the part where you think your fans would understand. You'd be like, oh, we wish you in your best endeavors, and we hope we can't wait to see what you're up to next. You forget that certain corners of fanfiction.net are cancerous. I had one guy message me at like 4 in the morning on AOL Instant Messenger. I wasn't up at 4, but my computer was left on at the time. And he basically just said, fuck you, you're a jerk, and signed off.
Wow.
And there was one guy who wanted to put me as an insert character, like not one of my OCs, like actually me, my old screen name, Sonic Godzilla Fan. Yeah, that was my old screen name. He wanted to put me as a insert character, like to replace Auron's role in Kingdom Hearts, and I told him no, and there's a reason why. Because I found out he had literally copied word for word my interpretation of Kingdom Hearts with Cartoon Network characters, but he replaced all the characters' names. I could tell it was the way I worded the actions. It was literally my words. It's just the characters and location names were different, and I called him out on it beforehand. And he asked me if I wanted to be in his story. I'm like, no, dude, you're a fucking thief.
Just like there's art thieves, there are literature thieves.
Yeah.
There are people who
because it's much easier to do that than it is with art. Like with literature thieves, Control C and Control P are things, you know.
Thankfully, as a writer, that's never happened to me.
Now I don't care, but at the time I'm like, dude, I would stay up late writing this shit, and you were literally just trying to pass off your work as mine. Like, I didn't care about the whole rewriting Kingdom Hearts part. I cared about like the character interaction stuff and all that I wrote to fill in for the retelling. And he literally just replaced it. I think he replaced like the roles of Donald and Goofy with like South Park characters. And like it was all stuff that they wouldn't normally say. So it was not only was it OOC, I could tell it was my work. Oh, I won't call it my work, because let's face it, it was a complete retelling. Right down to story beats and all that. But anyway, here's the really funny part. The really funny part is after that happens, I posted like a trailer for my at the time upcoming Flash series, and then there was this guy named, well, that was his name. He went by or something, and he like makes this fake account. He had like a Maleficent icon, and he had a fake. He had like a dummy account on DeviantArt named, and he wrote this rap about how I'm a dickhead. Like it was like one of the worst raps. It didn't have very good rhymes. Like it was just in the comments. There was just these rhyme lyrics, and I swear to God, he called me John Dick Fuckle. Like Dick Fuckle. Wow. And you would think I would be upset by that, but I was mature enough at the time to know that that was such a poor attempt at making fun of me that I cried laughing. I could not stop laughing the rest of the day. I had to show my friends in high school. They couldn't stop laughing either. That stuff's not there anymore because I deleted that account, but I wish I could show you. It was just so bad.
Thankfully, my days writing fan fiction weren't that like, the stuff I did write is, people told me that is really good quality. It's mostly slash.
Jeez, it's not these things. They'll take my weapon. Oh, that reminds me. There's something really funny about this game. Like, if you ever get your weapons taken, if all else fails, Dan has another weapon in his arsenal. He can beat you the fuck up with his arm.
Wow.
Throw it like a boomerang and smack you with his arm. Now, I don't know if any of you guys follow me from DeviantArt or Tumblr or anywhere. You probably know that a couple of years ago I cosplayed as Sir Dan. Like, I made a full costume. Like, I still have it in my house. If I ever wear that costume again, I don't think I will because it's kind of falling apart. I want to get like one of those skeleton arms they sell on Halloween, make like a sleeve, and like do a version of the cosplay where I'm carrying around an arm. Well, we've only known each other a couple of years, but have you seen those pictures at all?
I have, actually.
Okay, so you have seen my costume. Yeah, my grandmother, my granddad, and I made those together. It was a difficult project, though. They said, after this, no more cosplay costume. We're not helping you anymore. If you want to do any more, we're not helping you. So, yeah. But that was fun. Like, that was... Dan was always my dream character cosplay, and I can write that off my bucket list. I've cosplayed as one of my favorite characters of all time, and Dan is definitely that. So yeah, so there is more to that story about the fanfiction guys. I think that yeah, I think he was chased off the face of the earth because it turned out he was a pedophile. Yeah, the sad thing is today, like, there are a lot of people like I used to admire who are like on that level of disturbing. Like, I won't mention names, but if you follow me on like Twitter or whatever, you probably already know who I'm talking about. But Jesus, yeah, I found that out like way after he had been chased off the internet. He's like nowhere to be found anymore, so he's gone. So he's probably not watching this at all. Then there was another point where that guy that ripped me off, he came at me in a comment section or something. It was this big tirade. I don't remember any of the things he said except for the last thing he said. The last thing he said, it was so immature that we ended up making it an in-joke in our conversations at school and get-togethers, and it even became an in-joke in my animated series, and no one ever caught on. It was God, well, I'm forgetting it now. It was like if you don't accept, if you don't apologize or whatever, I'm gonna go to war against you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to war against you became a retort whenever we would like pretend to insult each other in high school, and we all knew what it was from. Again, I laughed about as hard as I did with the John Dick Fuckle thing.
Just Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So those of you that were around at that time, if you thought behaving like that was gonna get me back into fanfic, if there ever was a time where I was thinking about going to writing fanfics, you doing that stopped me from ever considering doing it again. That's no way to get somebody who wants to quit something to do something for you. Oh, I better not do that. Wow, I killed a lot of time with that story. Damn. All right. Well, I'm not gonna end the episode yet. I'm gonna beat the boss of this level, and we'll call it an episode. Before I get that heart, I am going to give the poor Phantom of the Opera some new music to write. The would-be Phantom of the Opera longs to play a new tune, but he seems doomed to repeat the same chords of despair over and over again. Oh man, I love the writing in this game. Oh, I have to give the sheet music to him. That sounded like the same thing he's been playing, but alright. At least he's happy. And I can have the chalice. Alright, now I'm gonna go shove that guy's heart into a fire. It's not the Phantoms, that heart belongs to another entity. So yeah, be grateful that your fanfiction days were not as cancerous as that, but that was my experience. I never went back to fanfiction after that. I basically stuck to Flash animation, and that is what helped me get into a school. Like, I'll be the first to admit this publicly. Only my friends really know this. I was not accepted to that school because of my work. Because let's face it, if any of you have been following me since then, my work has like severely improved since then, and I definitely agree with that. But they said my work was not all that good, but they liked my character. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Oh boy, here we go. First boss. Gee, I wonder where he is. He's in that brick. Nope, there he is. The demon's heart is his only vulnerable point. It's very Zelda-esque. And there goes my shield. I forgot to turn analog controls on. Thanks for the free shield. Shot through the heart. You're too late. You don't have any other interesting fanfiction stories, do you?
Not really.
I'm drawing a blank. That doesn't matter. I beat the stained glass demon.
Ah,
I'm not picking that up.
I'll get a broom.
He died as he lived, a hazard to step on. Alright, well, next time on the Super Bonus Round, hopefully we'll have some more interesting stories. If you want to call it that. Alright, and we will see you guys some other time. Thanks, you guys, for listening. I hope we haven't turned you off by some of our gross stories. But thanks, you guys, for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.